Oh, there we go. There we go. Hey, hey, hey. How's everybody doing? Sorry for the delay here. We are just dealing with minor technical difficulties, only because I have to stream three different places at once, including my phone, because apparently TikTok won't do stream keys and you have to use your phone for an hour multiple times or something like that. And then you got to go through an agency and oh my gosh, the hoops that I had to jump through to even get this far. But eventually, I'll be able to stream all from one place. But for now, I'm broadcasting from my laptop to YouTube and Facebook, and then from my phone to TikTok. And let me go ahead and remove this real quick. Sorry, I'm a one-man show here today. So, hey everyone, super thrilled for you to be here with me today. But again, before we dive deep, quick heads up on this. I'm managing a bit of a unique situation. Streaming live on TikTok here and with my phone, and then also, on the computer, juggling a bunch of different things. So if it looks like I'm trying to like DJ and host a party at the same time, and I'm trying to pull off a magic trick, well, it's probably because I am. And it's definitely a little bit of juggling and talking about the masterclass. So let me kill this music real quick, and we can go ahead and get started. Yeah, that's not very sly at all. There we go. All right. I promise things will get better. It will get better. All right. So cool. Anyways, let's get back to it and see where I'm at. So, anyways, now that we're all here, I have a question for you. Have you ever found yourself working just so hard, so really hard to make changes in your life, whether it be breaking an old habit, improving your health, or just trying to feel a bit more fulfilled? But somehow you end up feeling like you're in the same spot as before. This has happened to me so many times, and it still happens to me to this day. And honestly, I don't think it's ever going to stop. So that's probably one of the first things to accept. But it's not one of those things that you can't overcome. It's not endless, right? So it's a common struggle, and we've all faced it, right? So, for instance, for me, taking or quitting smoking. So I used to smoke maybe like 10 years ago, but I smoked for quite a bit and it was really hard. And it's not a hard thing to quit, right? And I had quit probably so many freaking times. And every time I quit, I had this in my mind. I believe this was going to be the start of a new, healthier chapter in my life. Yet I often find myself kind of falling back into those old thought habit patterns that kind of puts you right back to where you started, right? So this cycle, wasn't actually just about smoking. It mirrored a deeper subconscious pattern and belief that influenced my decisions and often without my conscious awareness. And here's something critical I want you to understand about all of this, right? If you're experiencing these types of situations where you're constantly in a loop, it's not your fault. Honestly, it is not. It's not a lack of willpower. It's not a lack of determination. The root issue lies much, much, much deeper within the subconscious mind, within our self-image. Where our limiting beliefs, internal narratives, and past experiences dwell. These invisible barriers that are what keep us away from moving forward, right? So that's precisely what this masterclass is going to be about. And just a heads up on this too. Oh my gosh, is there ever so freaking many things to talk about when it comes to personal development, mindset, subconscious mind, manifestation, all that shit? Like there's so much. So I have more that I want to talk about, and I'm gonna get through a big chunk today, just kind of because a big part of it's just understanding it, right? Understanding the power, understanding, you know, just how much it influences our day and what we do, right? So that's first and foremost, right? And then we can understand how to call it out, manage it, flip it around, and overcome it, right? And then that's when things start to change. So that's precisely why I created this masterclass, The Art of Overcoming Yourself. We're going to shine a light on these hidden obstacles, diving deeper into the subconscious mind to unroot the causes of our self-sabotaging tendencies. But before we go any further, I want to invite you to reflect on the areas of your life where you feel stuck. Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards liberation. So if you want to put in the chat anywhere, like things that have kind of held you up, things that have put roadblocks, things that have, you know, given you challenges in the past that you haven't been able to overcome, calling those out is really important. So this journey is about progress, not perfection, right? Everyone faces struggles. Everyone goes through downs, ups, all that. It happens, right? But remember, every time that happens, every storm, there's always a promise of a rainbow. And with every night, a new dawn, right? Winter, spring always follows winter, right? So no matter what, things will get better. They also might get worse, right? You got to be mindful of that. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? And it's all about your perspective, your lens, your perception on things, and that's everything, right? And that's a lot what we're going to be diving into today. So life doesn't have to be a loop of repeating patterns. We all have the power to break free and forge a new narrative. So we embark on this adventure together, and I encourage you to join me with an open heart and an open mind, and let's challenge outdated narratives that are holding us back and deepen our understanding of ourselves and unlock the incredible power and potential within each and every one of us. So welcome to the art of overcoming yourself. I'll get that right. So are you ready to take that first step towards transformative change? Join me and let's get started. So today we embark on a journey to unravel the mysteries and harness the potential of our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind operates beneath our conscious mind and our conscious awareness and plays a pivotal role in shaping our reality. This part of our mind is a vast repository of beliefs, emotions, memories, and responses, many of which we're really not actually ever consciously aware of. In the early years of our life, especially from ages 2 to 7, children's brains are predominantly in the theta and alpha brainwave states, which naturally enhances absorption of information and unchallenged assimilation to societal standards and shared paradigms. I don't know if you've ever talked to a kid, they will believe anything you say. They will accept it as truth. Now, that's, you know, their brain is just operating on a different frequency. So everything just they're like a sponge, right? So the heightened state of receptivity allows the easy assimilation of beliefs and attitudes from their surroundings, much like a sponge soaking up water, right? They just soak it up. But as we get older, this changes. But during these critical years, the subconscious mind forms a blueprint, shaping our worldview and self-perception for years to come. This foundational blueprint becomes deeply embedded within our psyche, influencing behavior, decision-making, emotional responses, long into adulthood, right? A lot of us have been programmed when we were young and we've never changed. We just stayed on that same program. So the lessons and experiences we absorb in our initial years mold not only our outlook in life, but also our interactions with others, our self-perception, self-image, clearly demonstrating the profound and lasting effects of our formative years. So they color our perspective and influence the way we see the world and define the angle on our relationships and really ultimately our self-worth, right? Scientific research reveals that the subconscious mind processes information at an astonishing rate. It's actually up to 500,000 times more information that it processes 500,000 times more information that it processes versus your conscious mind. So it's processing a lot of information. It's always on. It's continuously absorbing information and subtly guiding our decisions in ways that we might not fully recognize. And this really highlights the profound impact of the substantial influence of our subconscious mind on our daily lives, often in ways we don't ever really even realize. So have you ever found yourself reacting automatically to a situation. So you got a stimulus and response, something that sets you off, right? Somebody that says something to you in a certain way, and all of a sudden, oh my God, you're in a fight or flight response automatically, right? So that kind of thing happens, or whatever the situation is, but these automatic responses that put you on autopilot and you can't control it. That's the worst, man. When you get upset or mad, especially with my kids, I feel so bad later. Like at the moment, like I'm just upset. And then maybe I yell, and like 20, 30 minutes later, 10 minutes later, whatever, I just think, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Why did I do that? Well, I know better than to do that. Like I need to work with them. I need to meet them where they're at, where the adults, right? So, but that's a whole nother conversation. But regardless, this kind of thing happens, right? And these automatic reactions to familiar situations, the habits we struggle to break, the fears that restrain us, and the dreams that we hesitate to chase, these all are stem from our subconscious mind, which is shaped, again, by our early childhood experiences. Think about how you learned to ride a bike or drive a car, or even the first time you tried to tie your shoes. Initially, it took literally all your focus. You're all hands and feet and thumbs, right? It was so very, very hard for anybody that's a musician, right? Playing drums or guitar. That's a really good example. Anybody, like, it takes a while to build up that skill, right? And initially, your focus is all concentrated on that task. But um, but now you can do it without thinking, right? You can tie your shoes, you can drive your car, and you zone out, right? Your subconscious mind is driving. I'm sure everybody's had this experience where they're driving down the road, and then 10 minutes later, you're like, oh crap, I don't remember. Even like you're looking at the road, you're paying attention, but you're like, I wasn't really consciously paying attention, right? And people, that kind of thing happens, right? And that's your subconscious mind driving, right? So despite countless attempts, um, many still find themselves in recurring cycles of behaviors that seem just not able to overcome. And again, this isn't a mere lack of willpower, but rooted deeper in that subconscious programming. So, in this masterclass, we're going to dive into the underlying forces of the subconscious mind. This powerful yet often underestimated facet of our being holds the key to unlocking lasting change and realizing our fullest potential. So, let's take a moment to ponder the patterns and beliefs that might be silently shaping your reality. Recognizing them is the first step towards meaningful change. So join me as we explore the interactive or intricate workings of the subconscious mind and unlocking insights that empower us to rewrite our life script, aligning more closely with our deepest desires and aspirations. So as we navigate our day, bombarded with sights, sounds, smells, you name it, do you ever wonder why we don't just freeze up? Like there's so much stimulus out there, right? How does our brain manage without just totally short circuiting? And this is thanks to our subconscious mind. It's ninja-like ninja-like abilities to process information, right? And it's not just blocking out stuff. It's adeptly prioritizing, sorting, and sometimes outright ignoring certain inputs to prevent us from becoming overwhelmed. So these behind the scenes actions enable us to concentrate, recognize significant changes in our environment, and maintain a steady stream of consciousness amidst a world of honestly chaos, right? So I talked about this earlier, but our subconscious mind processes a staggering 11 million bits of information a second. 11 million bits, right? Compared to our conscious mind that can only process 40 to 50 bits per second. Now, that's a pretty big jump, right? So imagine your phone trying to process millions of emails at once. It would just give up, right? So that's why our brain has to be super choosy about what it pays attention to. And that's what the subconscious mind does. And this selectively lets us zone out of the world, and lets us. This is the same kind of thing if you're like in a video game and you're super focused, or in a puzzle, and you are zoning everybody out. But like say your phone goes off and you get a text message, all of a sudden you'll jump out of it, right? So maybe you're like in a crowded cafe and you're engaged with a in-depth conversation with a friend, and there's all these noises and sounds and smells and things going on that you just totally, for the most part, block out, right? So this is actually really like it's beneficial, like evolutionary, like beneficial to us to be able to block out all, if we want to, right? Block out all these surrounding stimulus. And if you're in a fight or flight, that's actually you get really enhanced, detailed everything's hyper perceptive when you're in that kind of state of mind, right? So this, like, moments like these kind of underscore the subconscious's mind incredible ability to prioritize focus. And it allows us to enhance meaningful interactions amidst the chaos. But on the flip side, consider a moment at home with your significant other, and she's sharing details about her day or something that she needs you to do. But you find yourself fubbing her mentally elsewhere on your phone or whatever. And she just told you this whole story. And she said, "Oh, are you even listening to me?" Right. And honestly, you weren't. Right. That kind of thing happens. And maybe you heard them, but it's just in one ear and out the other. Right. So it's the subconscious mind deleting things out of the mind. Right. So these types of scenarios reveal a subconscious mind's double-edged sword. Its remarkable ability to focus our attention where we decided it's needed. Yet also it's overlooked significant external factors, right? So moving on, the subconscious doesn't also, excuse me, the subconscious mind doesn't only just delete or filter out information. It actually also distorts information that fits our existing beliefs and biases. So this means that new experiences are often reshaped to align with our preconceived notions, right? So reinforcing our existing worldview, and even when confronted with contradictory evidence. So recognizing this tendency is crucial for distinguishing between our subjective interpretations and objective facts. So this process is known as cognitive bias, and it plays a significant role in how we perceive and interact with the world around us. So have you ever noticed one bad moment in the morning that can taint like your entire day? So like that's your subconscious mind interpreting that new experience through a bad day lens, right? So it puts a lens on it and it acts as a reality filter, coloring our perceptions based on our mood and entrenched in the viewpoints, right? So this selective perception ensures that our initial belief remains unchallenged, creating a feedback loop that further entrenches our original stance. So we're constantly in a feedback loop, just confirming what we already believe, right? It's you're looking for reasons to confirm, like you don't want to, your brain doesn't want to think it's crazy, so it's looking for reasons to confirm why it's a shitty day, right? So that when it may not be, maybe you're just in a bad mood, right? So this distortion extends beyond mere perception and into our memory. So our subconscious mind can actually alter or our recollection of past events to fit our current beliefs, right? A phenomenon psychologists refer to as memory conformity. So you can actually remember things differently than they happen. It actually happens quite a bit. Our memory is not very trustworthy at all, right? Oh, crap, my phone is on low. Let me plug it in real quick. Again, I'm streaming on my phone to TikTok, on my computer to YouTube and Facebook. It's just a whole fun party over here. Okay, cool. Let's see here. All right, so with this in mind, right? So as you can experience things in a very different way, two people can experience that same situation and experience it very differently. Each version skewed by their own individual biases and beliefs. And this kind of thing happens really all the time. And understanding the subconscious manipulation of our experiences and memories is vital for personal growth and empathy, right? So it reminds us to question our immediate reactions and consider alternative perspectives, fostering a more open and nuanced understanding of the complex world we navigate. So by acknowledging the power of the subconscious to shape and sometimes distort our reality, we can strive towards a more balanced and informed view and appreciate the rich tapestry of the human experience. So this more or less right here for the is a really big one, right? The mind's ability or subconscious mind's ability to distort things. And that's something we really need to get around because we all have our own distortion. We all have our own, blueprint and upbringing that kind of programs us in a certain viewpoint. And the first step is kind of trying to break out of that, calling it out and breaking out of it. So the next thing is generalization. So another key strategy employed by your subconscious mind is generalization, where the brain draws broad conclusions from limited observations. So this cognitive shortcut allows for rapid decision making. So this is something that's really important that allows you to kind of group things and quickly make decisions based on, you know, your generalized perception of things, right? So it'll apply lessons learned from past experiences to new unfamiliar situations. So while this mechanism can be incredibly effective and enables us to navigate the complexities of life with relative ease, it also has its downsides. Generalization can lead to oversimplification of and formation of stereotypes, right? Which then turn into negatively impact our judgment and the way we interact with others. So realizing that our snap judgments are oftentimes based on just a few experiences can really open your eyes. And it encourages us to meet new situations, people, and ideas with an open heart and a curious mind. So paying close attention to our reactions and habits without rushing to judgment, we begin to notice these patterns. We begin to notice the stimulus, the response, these emotions to these certain things, right, that cause an emotional response, whether negative or positive. So at times we might ignore details, right? We might twist facts or oversimplify complex matters, right? And getting into habits like meditation, journaling, visualization really can sharpen your self-awareness. And it gives you a clearer view into the behind the scenes work of your subconscious mind. But remember, things don't happen overnight, right? Like I've been doing this for a few years now, and I'm still learning, right? And it's one of those things you have to keep doing. And it takes steady dedication, a lot of patience. And but here's the thing. When we actively dig into our subconscious, questioning those knee-jerk reactions, those thoughts, and welcome a new variety of viewpoints, we start to truly understand ourselves and the vast world around us. It's about challenging those hidden biases and adjusting our perspectives to more in tune with our deepest values and dreams. But by doing this, we're not just learning about ourselves, we're reshaping our life story. And we're steering our journey towards a future that really sings to us, reflecting who we want to be and the life we aim to live. So now I'm going to bring up a really cool thing. Here, give me 1 second. You guys, if anybody's worked with Bob Proctor and know about Bob Proctor, this is a tool that he uses. So let me just bring this up real quick. There we go. Okay, cool. So to truly grasp the mechanics of the cognitive framework, it's essential that we dive deeper into the profound relationship between our conscious and subconscious minds. So these intertwined components not only influence our perceptions and behaviors, but they also are the key to unlocking the potential for personal transformation. So as we navigate through this exploration, a simple model and diagram can provide an invaluable clarity and insight into the intricate dynamic of our subconscious mind. So we have this stick figure here. This is you. And people on TikTok can't see this. Oh, maybe I can do this. Hold on. Let me move this over. Like this. Hold on. This will get better as time goes on. I promise. Let's see here. Can I flip? Can I flip? Flip. 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 Philadelphia. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You guys can see it. See if I can see it. All right. So this is you, right? The top half here, oh my gosh, I gotta do it both. This is your mind, right? And it's split into two parts. You have your conscious mind on the top, and then the subconscious mind on the bottom. The conscious mind is your thoughts. This is your area of brain where you actively think, make decisions, and engage with the world through your senses. So we take these sensory inputs. You hear, you see, you smell, you touch, you taste. You take these sensory inputs and you form a viewpoint of the world, right? So that's how the conscious mind works. But on the bottom half, which is the subconscious mind, this is where the powerful undercurrent that operates without our direct awareness. It absorbs everything from the conscious mind, housing our deep-seated beliefs, habits, and emotions that subtly guide our behaviors. And then finally, the body is our actions. So the actions we take in the physical world, they stem from the dynamic interplay between the conscious intentions and the subconscious beliefs. And essentially this illustrates how our internal state drives our external realities. So how this works is your subconscious mind reacts on feelings, right? So your subconscious mind, anytime you have a situation or something happens to you, or I don't know, it could be literally anything, you're going to have a subconscious emotional reaction, and that subconscious emotional reaction is eventually going to drive a conscious belief, right? So your belief is going to believe that things are a certain way, because of that feeling, and then you're going to react in a certain way, and your body is going to have that action, and that action is going to create your reality, right? How you act and how you feel is going to create your reality, period, right? That's everything. How you act, how you feel, and how you respond in situations is what's going to determine your reality. So this is just a really good concept, or a good way to visualize it. I remember the first time I saw this, I was just like, wow, that's such an easy way to put it. And I can definitely go into way more depth on this. Again, this is actually pretty high level stuff because I'm covering a lot of different topics. And this is something that Bob Proctor brought up a while, and he didn't even make it up. It was somebody else, some psychiatrist that made this up, that kind of shows just really the important interplay between your conscious, subconscious mind, your body, and reaction here. So let's just flip back real quick. Things are going pretty good. I'm actually making really good time here. So let's see here. Flip, 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 Philadelphia. Flip, 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 Philadelphia. All right. Let's see here. Dora. Okay. So let me turn that off. Perfect. All right. So we've talked about generalization, deletion, and oh my gosh, what is the other one? Why am I freaking out? Generalization, deletion, and distortion. We've talked about the stick person. We've talked about just the power of the subconscious mind and how much it plays such a huge role in your day-to-day life, and how you are driven by your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind actually makes up 95% of your decisions. Like, these things are, the feeling you get, that gut feeling, that's all your subconscious mind, right? So it's pretty big, and kind of starting to understand that is the first step towards getting to the point where you can start overcoming it and program your own conscious beliefs, right? And that's how you're going to make it go to the next level. Okay, so now I want to talk about a concept called psychocybernetics. So as we explore the concept and the interplay between the subconscious programming, we unravel the nuanced interplay of our beliefs, behaviors, self-image, and we shed light on why people often struggle to break free from their ingrained patterns despite conscious efforts to change. And at the heart of this is a concept called psychocybernetics. And psychocybernetics is essentially, it's a metaphor for a cybernetic mechanism. And essentially, it's a mental thermostat. It's more or less how I would explain it is, if you had a thermostat, right, and you set the temperature to, let's say, 65 degrees, right? Summertime, you maybe want to cool. And, somebody, let's see here, opens the door and a bunch of hot air comes in, and then the temperature goes up to 70 degrees, right? And then all of a sudden, the cybernetic mechanism notices that deviation and change from the set goal, kicks on the air conditioning, and now the temperature starts to drop. Same thing with like an autopilot on a plane. You're flying to a certain destination, we're headed west, all of a sudden the wind kicks in, knocks you off course, the cybernetic mechanism kicks in, knocks you back on course. Now you're back on course. So how this applies to us, right? So our emotions, our self-image is really a mental thermostat, right? And essentially it regulates our thoughts, our emotions, and how our subconscious mind maintains a sense of equilibrium, right? A comfort zone. So based on our internalized beliefs and expectations, as a thermostat adjusts the temperature to match a predetermined set point, or subconscious mind drives to align our external reality with our internal self-image, a mental blueprint that shapes our sense of identity and capability. So, for instance, Imagine someone trying to strive to overcome a deeply ingrained habit or achieve a specific goal, maybe losing weight. And despite their best intentions and maybe a temporary burst of motivation, they find themselves reverting to familiar behaviors and experience setbacks along the way. Right. So people call that yo-yo dieting, right? You lose maybe 10 pounds. All of a sudden, your internal compass, your internal thermostat says, hey, this is, you can, what are you doing? It's like, it's all subconscious, right? And then you start eating, right? And your subconscious mind says, this isn't you, right? And you start eating and you gain that weight back, right? So it's the same thing with like grades. Say, you're a kid, you get bad grades, you go home, parents put the heat on, they say, hey, you're getting an F in math, you need to raise that grade, right? So they put the heat on, you can't go hang out with your friends, they go, improve their grade, it gets up, right? And then they kind of start to slack off. The same can be said for sales. They say that people that are in sales, like, they will sell the same amount every single year. It doesn't matter if they have a big windfall in the spring or whatever, they'll slack off the rest of the year because their subconscious mind has to create that equilibrium, right? It shows like, and that's a lot, honestly, that's a lot of times, that's the subconscious mind, the self-image of what you are, whether you feel like you're not intelligent, whether you feel like you're not capable or not worthy of being loved or not, worthy of having good things, financial abundance. Like, these are all things that are pre-programmed into you as at a young age, right? And you have that self-image, and then you create that reality around you, right? That's the basis of this. You create that reality around you, and it's all based off of cybernetic mechanism. You may know in your conscious mind, that I need to do this. This is right. I need to change. I need, everything about you knows that that's the right thing to do, right? Whatever it is. But your subconscious mind doesn't believe it. That's the problem. Your subconscious mind doesn't believe it. So that is the first step, right? If we can start convincing our subconscious mind of a different reality, start to believe it, that's when things start to shift. So, let me get back to where I was. I kind of went off on a tangent. So there's a mismatch between people and aspiration and their self-image. So, for instance, hold on. I kind of already talked about this. I just went off on a tangent. Okay, so how do we recalibrate our mental thermostat and facilitate lasting change at the subconscious level? So the answer lies in consciously reshaping our self-image, the lens through which we perceive ourselves and our potential. So through a multifaceted approach encompassing self-awareness, visualization, positive affirmations, we can reprogram our subconscious mind and start to replace these limiting beliefs with empowering narratives and foster a more expansive sense of self, right? So let's explore this process in greater detail. And, later on, I'll probably do some meditation, some visualization exercises, not in this masterclass. I wasn't able to prepare for that, but in the future, yes, these are very important things. So by repeatedly visualizing success and rehearsing desired behaviors in our minds, we lay the groundwork for the subconscious acceptance key and alignment with our goals. So the subconscious needs to accept that as your new reality, because it'll accept anything you give it, but you got to give it at the right frequency, right? Because if you consciously know something's right or wrong or whatever, your subconscious mind, it doesn't care. It's just going to go with whatever it's programmed to do. So, but it will take it if if you're in an alpha or theta brainwave frequency state, right? The subconscious mind will take it. If you constantly time, space, repetition, give it to it over and over and over and over and over and over again, which we've been doing for years and years and years and years, calling ourselves fat, stupid, and ugly, right? These kinds of things that we say to ourselves, right? These self-deprecating things that you say to yourself subconsciously. You don't even have to say it out loud. You just say it. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Why did I do that? Right? That kind of thing you're saying to yourself over and over and over again is creating your self-image, which is creating your reality. So if you flip the script, start from the other side, right? Start from your subconscious mind and start programming it and giving it that input, right? That space-time repetition input. That's when you're going to start to shift things. So it's really crucial to address these root causes of the self-limiting beliefs and behaviors. Again, they're often rooted in our past experiences, societal conditionings, and childhood upbringing. But by cultivating self awareness and introspection, we can identify and challenge the underlying beliefs that perpetuate our comfort zones, paving the way for profound personal transformation. So, in essence, changing the subconscious programming requires an holistic approach that encompasses self awareness, self compassion, and intentional and attention practices and techniques. So, by integrating the principles of cybernetics and these other subconscious just understandings, we empower ourselves to transcend our self-imposed limitations and start to rewrite the narratives of our life, start to write our own story and manifest our deepest desires. So as we embark on this journey of self-discovery and inner transformation, let us recognize that change is not merely a matter of willpower or effort, but a profound shift in consciousness, an awakening to our inherent potential and boundless possibilities that lie within. So through the art of the subconscious mind, or the art of rewiring the subconscious mind, we unlock the door to a reality defined by purpose, passion, and limitless abundance. So let us embrace this opportunity for growth. And together, let's unleash the full power of our subconscious minds and create lives of meaning, fulfillment, and joy. So this is about as far as I got for today. I'm going to actually do a demo as well. Maybe you guys can see it on the TikTok side of things. Oh my gosh. Let me give you a little bit of preview of what I will talk about next. I'm going to expand on these other previous sections because I'm going to be doing a lot more of these master classes. But the next part, if anybody's heard about Dr. Joe Dispenza, I think probably some of the narratives in here I learned from Dr. Joe. But there's a lot of good stuff on your personality, creating your personal reality, and how to shift that, right? So that's one big topic I want to talk about in the reticular activating system. Focusing on what your mind focuses on, right? Where you're putting your thoughts and your focus, your reticular activating system is going to pick up on that. And that's part of like maybe having a bad day. If you have a bad day lens, right? Your reticular activating system is going to pick up on all the things that are going to make you upset, pick up all the things that make it a bad day, right? Versus looking for all the things that are good. And part of that is being grateful, at practicing gratitude. That's one thing I didn't mention is gratitude, because you can't be upset, sad, mad, or angry if you're gracious, right? So practicing gratitude, thinking about things in a very emotional way, things that have, for me, the birth of my kids, right? Like that's something I could just, anytime I'm upset, I can just take a step back, think about that. And sometimes, it brings a tear to my eye, right? And it kind of refocuses you on what's important. So that's a really, really key aspect to a lot of this, but I'm going to expand on that a little bit more. Let's see here. What else do I have? Just in general, I want to get a little bit more into the science, the alpha, theta, brainwaves, how that all works, meditation, and just kind of the science behind it a little bit more. So I'm going to get into that. And then also, let's see here. We'll just talk about visualization, how to properly use visualization techniques, how to journal, how to use a lot of these tools and meditate and those types of things to start to reprogram your subconscious mind. So I'll get into the science behind that and just some techniques. And the next thing was goal setting, right? So goal setting is really big, right? Understanding, because a lot of times people like, yeah, I want to change. I want something better with my life. I know I'm meant for something better, right? But you don't know what it is. Right? You don't. What do I like? What do I want to do? I feel empty. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. What's the point? Right? I think a lot of people get that way sometimes. I've been there. Shit, I've been there plenty of times. And having the ability to kind of see, first of all, see it how it is, but see it better than it is and what it could be. Right? So part of that is goal setting, right? Thinking about what types of things light passion in you, what things, because that's what it's all about, is passion in life, right? It's not about money. It's not, yeah, sure, money is good, it's great, but it's more than that. It's much, much, much more than that, right? And it's being passionate and loving and just really enjoying what we were put here to do, right? So goal setting, I'm going to be going into goal settings, techniques, strategies to develop solid goals that, big ambitious goals, right? Big ambitious goals, not little wimpy teeny wimpy goals. We want big ambitious goals, right? So that's going to be a big part of it. Yes, there's lots on that. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, just going into the affirmation AI tool. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and do the demo. Obviously, there's so much more. Oh my gosh, there's so much more. But let me be honest with you guys. The reason that I do this, that I'm doing this live and doing all these things, is to heal myself, right? And it's like to overcome me, right? Because I need to understand this, and I need to understand this with my mind, body, and soul. And the best way for me to do that is to teach it, to learn it and teach it. And somebody once said that you truly cannot understand something, comprehend something to the full degree unless you're able to teach somebody else to understand that thing so that they understand it, right? So think about this again. You cannot fully understand something until you're able to teach that thing to somebody else so that they understand it, right? So I'm trying to get to that point, right? So I understand it, but I don't. At the same time, I do, but I need to know with my mind, body, and soul, and that's my mission right now. That's my journey, and part of that is creating these tools that have helped me overcome so much. So let me real quick. I'm going to share my screen. Actually, here, let me do this. I'm going to back this up. Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Okay, let's see here. Folks on TikTok, I'm sorry if this will look bad. It might look bad. Because, like I said, I promise it'll get better. TikTok is super weird about stream keys and being able to stream on multiple platforms and things like that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me share my screen. Actually, let's do this one. Okay, cool. Hopefully everybody can see it. Oh, no, I'm not. Let me move over here. Bear with me, my friends. Okay. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the tool. Now, as we're going here, let me kind of just talk about where this came from. So affirmation AI is my baby. It's my baby. After going through, oh my gosh, that looks so bad. I'm still working on a developer with this homepage. That image is stretched out. Let me zoom that in a little bit so it doesn't look so weird. It's a little bit of a work in progress, but it's come. Oh my gosh, it's come such a long way. But so, what was it? 2021, the end of 2021, I split with my ex, and went through literally got divorced, but didn't finalize the divorce until December of last year. So it was like over 2 years. And some of the darkest days of my life, and it wasn't necessarily a splitting up like that. That was part of it, but it was a really nasty custody battle and a lot of just I don't know. I had recently had a renaissance before that, and had learned about a lot of the mindset stuff, but then I went into a hole. I went into a deep dark hole, and I was scraping and clawing, trying to find a way out, trying to find something to help me, right? And I started I thought about what I had done in the past, and I thought about affirmations, and I kind of understood this material. I did, but I was still in a hole, right? I knew that I could help, but I didn't want to do it because I just didn't feel I didn't feel up to it, because I just felt trapped, right? And often suicidal, straight up suicidal, and felt like running away. And I had to overcome this and move past it. And things have gotten better. they're not all the way better. There's still a lot of shit I have to deal with. I have to do a lot of crap that is kind of sad for me, right? It's hard not spending as much time with your kids. I'm driving a lot. So enough about me, right? So this tool, I started kind of creating this tool just by hand, right? Hold on. So ChatGPT, everybody knows about ChatGPT, right? So I started creating affirmations with ChatGPT. And essentially I would enter my goals. I would talk to ChatGPT and enter my goals and develop these affirmations. And I would take those affirmations and I would go to like a text-to-speech kind of website, like a Speechify, those types of things. And I would drop it in, and then I would export the audio file, and then I download the audio file, and then I put it into my audio DAW, and then I add the different audio elements, the brainwave frequencies, the different audio elements, because there's a bunch of like meditation stuff out there on YouTube and a bunch of different programs, but they're all like specific to whatever. They're very generic, right? They're all very generic, which they're great. I love them. I use them all the time. Well, not anymore, but I used to use them all the time before this. And the concept was like I could program my own voice, right? And produce affirmations and add all these different materials, right? Whether it be music, sound effects, waves, brainwave frequencies, all that kind of stuff, all in one little thing, and create affirmations that I can listen to. And I listen to it at night religiously. I have my headphones in. I listen to it every single night religiously, or throughout the day. If I'm having a down day or I'm feeling bad or whatever, like I'll go meditate and I'll put on these tracks, and just like puts me in a different mindset, puts me in a brainwave frequency state, and I'm accepting these affirmations instead of feeling overwhelmed, instead of feeling defeated and trapped by my day. I go here and I feel empowered, and I feel I see the bigger picture, right? I get reminded every single time, and then once I'm able to do that, then I can keep moving, keep pushing, right? This is the key: overcoming yourself, overcoming your procrastination, overcoming your negative, self-deprecating talk and mindset and perception. So, anyways, I digress. So let me go ahead and go to the main tool. This is the homepage. And we actually have, if you want to go here, it's affirmation-ai.com. And if you go here, you can select your voice, and we can select different audio elements. So there's music, sound effects, brainwave frequencies. We can adjust these audio elements. So depending on how loud you want each one, we can adjust it. And then we can play it. Now, this is just an example. This isn't the actual tool. So if we want to generate our own affirmation, let's go ahead and go here. So now this is going to take me to my dashboard, which is the affirmation generator dashboard. I already have some generated, but let me go ahead and just generate a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create first affirmation. Now I'm going to put something in that may be inappropriate. Maybe I shouldn't put this in actually. I want to make a lot of money. And this is a good goal, by the way. Details in your goals, by the way, guys. I'm gonna get a lot more detail about this, but details, very specific details, numbers, very specific numbers, timelines, and details is very key to these types of things. So make a lot of money, maybe not the best affirmation, but we'll keep it. And I want my kids to be happy. I don't know. I should have came up with something better. Let's do that. And then we're just going to go ahead and we'll do wealth and finance and family, friends, and connection. Now, you don't have to select these. These are only here to add, like, say you want to focus on a certain area, or you don't necessarily know what to put. You can just put these generic ones, and then it'll spit out something relevant to it. So let's go ahead and generate my affirmation. So it does. I'm upgrading to ChatGPT 4. It's going to be generating a lot longer responses. But if you get a response that's a little short, we can always regenerate the prompt. And maybe it wasn't long enough for you, but it's going to be generating these affirmations. All of them are going to be in first person. They're all going to be positive, always present, first person, and because it's subconscious mind. It's always now. It's always now. It's never in the future. It's never in the past. It's always now. So you always got to be, I am this now, right? So anyways, also ability to go back. We can edit the script. If you don't like what it says and you want to change it, we can save it. We can also go back and edit the prompt. What did we send in? Sweet. All right, now moving on to audio. This is where it gets fun. Okay, so we're gonna go to audio. And we have a selection of all these voices. You can audition these voices.
Logic will get you from.
But what we can also do is we can record our own voice. So if you click on record your own voice, I'm not going to do this right now because I've already done it, but we can name it, add a description. You can upload an image if you want. I didn't upload an image on my voice, but I'll show you what this all looks like. And then we're going to hit record, and then we're going to read this, and then hit record again, and then it's going to generate us a new voice. And let me show you what that looks like. So if I go to the end here, so I have some voices. These ones are processing. I had some weird stuff going on with those, but let's do Tai Tai. I think this one's the one I want. So I'm going to audition it.
Life is like riding a bicycle.
I believe that we are fundamental.
No, that one's terrible. Okay, so this one right here. So I'm going to select this one, and then we're going to hit generate. And this is my voice, by the way. This is my voice. You can do the same thing. You can do your voice and then do all the affirmations you want in your voice. And that's the other thing. The subconscious mind listens to your own voice. Ooh, isn't that a conundrum? It listens to your own voice more than others, right? More than other people's voices on YouTube or whatever. Like, you listen to yourself more. So anyways, I digress. So we'll go ahead and hit play.
I am a magnet for financial abundance and prosperity. Money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly from known and unknown sources. I embrace wealth consciousness.
So we can adjust all these different faders. By the way, this tappy thing, I know it sounds annoying, but it's the brainwave alpha frequency tap. And oh my God, does it ever put me in an amazing meditative state, like alpha brainwaves. It's just like, oh, and I just feel so amazing. So highly recommend it, but we can do other brainwave frequencies if you don't like that one. Like theta, let's do theta waves. Can't really hit that. That's a theta tap. Also just generic, just nice sound effects, ocean waves. Right. So we can add all these different music, sound effects, and then adjust our levels. And then we can listen to this on loop. We hit the loop button, put it in our ears.
In an abundance mindset, knowing that abundance is my
Close your eyes.
I'm open to receiving limitless opportunities.
Not easy, right?
For financial success.
And again, it's your freaking voice. You hear that? That's my voice. That's my voice right there. Every time I hear it, my mind is blown because it did such a good job. I didn't give it that much input, and it sounds like me. Every time I hear it, I swear to God, I'll be meditating, and my family thinks I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping. Although you can fall into a very light sleep, but I'm awake. I'm conscious, and I'll hear my voice saying these things I want, and I think they're true. It feels like it's true. That's the thing about these affirmations. Let me just digress a little bit on this. So the crazy thing about affirmations, when I first started doing it, I thought I was crazy. I was like, why the hell? Why am I doing this? This is crazy. Like, why would I do this? Right? Let me flip this around. Why would I do this? Like, it seems ridiculous. Like, what a ridiculous concept. You have these things playing back to you that it's saying all these things that aren't true or whatever. But who's to say they're not true, by the way? But I'll talk about quantum physics later. Oh shoot. But the crazy thing about it, the crazy, absolutely nutty thing about it is you start doing this long enough. Oh my gosh, what the hell? I want you down like that. Sorry. You start doing, okay. Too many things going on. You start to do this long enough, you start to believe it. It's a crazy feeling. When you start to believe it, you're listening to this and you believe it, subconsciously, you feel it, you get that feeling, that emotion, and you believe it with every ounce of your being. It's life-changing because then you know it's possible. And when you know it's possible, then you don't stop. You don't stop, you don't quit. That's the other key too. Don't stop, don't quit. Keep pushing, right? So anyways, sorry, I went off on a tangent there, but this is an amazing tool. I'm telling you guys, like, you create this track, you can either listen to it in the browser or we can download it as well. And you can download the track and listen to it anywhere you want. Now, I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but long-term vision, big vision. I'm going to say this will be the last thing I say, and then I'll go ahead and go offline. But big vision here. If anybody's familiar with AI and Gen AI and ChatGPT and what you can do with it, I want to create a digital coach, an AI chatbot coach, therapist, whatever. And oh, maybe I'm giving away too much, but essentially that's what the platform will be eventually. Like, yeah, we're going to be able to do affirmations and reprogram it, but it's going to be a coach, like an actual coach that has all the knowledge of all the coaches knowledge and understanding and knowing how to work with you. And it will be an interaction back and forth. You can talk to, like, literally talk to it, and it'll talk back. You can have a full-on conversation about your day, how to overcome obstacles. It'll know you in and out, give you recommendations, suggestions, set goals, timers, reminders to do certain things, to get things done, to accomplish the goals that you want. Be your accountability coach, an AI accountability coach. What? I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's a really good idea, I think. And if anybody else doesn't think, that's okay too. I don't really care, because I'm going to do it. And, as Bob Proctor says, anything will work. Literally anything will work. You just got to do it and not quit. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate your time. Let me just go back to this. Look here. Hopefully I went on an hour on TikTok. I'm not sure. I think I did. But that'll be 1 hour stream, and then I can do another hour stream. And then after that, I'm able to actually stream to TikTok from my computer, which will be amazing. And I won't have to do 3 different things at once. So anyways, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me ramble and jamble about all these different things. I'm going to do this way more and do a lot more in-depth stuff. Maybe we can spend the whole hour talking just about a specific aspect of the subconscious mind, or a whole hour talking about just about goal setting, right? Literally, you could get into this for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So this short little window of understanding what the subconscious mind is just a preview. It's just the tip of the iceberg, because there's so much more, right? There's so much more, and it takes a while to understand it all. So anyways, again, thank you guys. See you on the flip. Till next time. Peace. All right. Later.